Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Welcome back to the Say What podcast. I am your favorite host, Shakima D. Ford. Shout out to my Kimaleons. You guys have been rocking with me since day one. Even for those that have this is your first time tuning in. Thank you, because you guys know how I feel about time. You could have been spending it doing anything else, and you chose to be here with me, listening to what I have to say. So I don't take that lightly. Shout out to the branding company for being behind the scenes, making it all happen. Shout out to Whitfield for this dope intro song that is so fitting to me and my personality. Everybody that knows me know I like to have fun, right? We like to laugh, but I also like to have serious conversations. And today we're going to talk about budgeting, because it's a harsh reality. We don't want to see, or we don't want to create a budget, because it allows us to see, like I just said, that harsh reality. You have to face your income and you have to face your expenses head on. And we don't want to see that, because most of the time, right, with 82% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, right, ends are just not meeting. So that budget is going to force you to see that. You're going to have to face that. Either you're going to reduce your expenses and increase your income, right? But you have to do something. And most of the time we don't want to decrease our expenses because we like to live a certain type of way. Right? And some of us will look at our budget and be like, oh my God, how am I making it every single month? Like, especially if you're always in the red. I have been there. I'm telling you, very transparent on this podcast. I've made $200,000 in a year. No budget. I mean, just recklessly spending money because it was coming in. So I'm like, why do I need a budget if the money is flowing so well? I mean, just blowing money. You'll be surprised how much you eat out, right? You'll be surprised how much you spend here and there. And you're like, wait a minute. How am I spending thousands of dollars on this? Or how am I spending thousands of dollars on that? How am I spending hundreds of dollars on this and hundreds of dollars on that, right? We're going to talk about why people don't like to budget, other than seeing the harsh reality. But there are other reasons why people don't like to budget. And when I say people, I'm going to include me too, because I was once the person who didn't want to budget, even when I had it. Even when I didn't have it, I definitely didn't want to budget, because I didn't want to see how I was just living paycheck to paycheck. Like, how am I making it? Like, I have no extra money based on my income being tracked to my expenses. One reason people don't like to budget is pride, thinking that budgeting is for poor people, right? Even David Ramsey still prepares a budget. And me, on the other hand, who he makes millions and millions of dollars. Like I said, I've made $200,000 in a year. No budget, and blew it. Still trying to figure out now, well, what did I do with that money? I wasn't budgeting, so I wasn't tracking to it. Another reason is being lazy. Like, you just don't feel like sitting down in front of a computer or using your phone or your tablet or whatever, spending time preparing a budget, being held accountable for your income, being held accountable for your expenses, because it just seems better to just watch something on TV. right? To do something non-value added versus value added. So just being lazy. Another reason is people don't know how to prepare a budget. There's resources available. There's free budgeting tools on Google. There's free budgeting apps that you can use by downloading them to your phone. So it's really no excuse, and they come with the instructions to walk you through step by step. My platform allows me, being a credit consultant, board certified, right? A financial literacy coach. We have all these tools available. So there's no reason why I'm not logging and working towards my budget when this is what I teach and preach every single day. So I practice what I teach. Another reason is just past failures when it comes to budgeting. Maybe you've had a budget before. You've created one before and you bombed it. So you're like, I just don't want to do that again. You know, I've tried that before. It doesn't work. Think about it like this, right? How many of us have been in relationships that didn't work? Do we give up? Or do we keep trying to find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right? We keep trying to find it. So that's what the budgeting tool has to be. It's going to cause you to be disciplined. It's going to cause you to be consistent. It's going to cause you to grow. Another reason is some people are just, how do we say it? What is the word? Just free spirits, right? They just kind of want to, like, spring personalities, summer personalities, and they just want to spend it. Like, they just want to have fun spending it. Like, they'll just go and blow $1,000 on this or $500 or $100 on that. And they just kind of want to do what they want to do. That's not good. Every dollar needs to be accounted for. We even have people that say, well, I already have plenty of money, right? And I already have plenty of money left over every single month. Maybe you're fortunate enough. And like you say, you just have an ample amount of cash at the end of the month. That's all the reason more to budget. Every dollar needs to be accounted for. And when you have just extra money every single month, it's easy for that money to slip between your fingers, right? It's easy for someone to hack into your account. Not saying that they will, but you just have money so freely. So people can just gradually be taking money from your account and you don't even know it. Because you just have so much money left over and it's not accounted for. Right? If you have a lot of money at the end of every month, that is great. Put it in different groups. Like maybe you have, an emergency fund, right? Maybe you have a charity fund. Maybe you have a home improvement fund, different things, but make sure that every dollar is accounted for. But we have a serious responsibility when it comes to managing our wealth. And it doesn't take long to budget your money every single month, right? An effective budgeting time allocation is like 60 minutes a month. We spend longer than that in the grocery store. We spend longer than that getting a haircut, getting our hair done, getting our nails done, lashes, eyebrows, pedicures, right? Standing in a long line waiting for the new sneaker release or the new whatever release, PS5, all those good things. So just 60 minutes a month. That's all you need. And I want us to realize that 70 million Americans have less than a 750 credit score. So you know I have to talk about credit. Because when it comes to budgeting your money, if you're coming in over every single month, you're coming in the red, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to have less than perfect credit because your income doesn't protect your credit. So you're going to have to increase your income. Some of us can't afford to decrease our expenses because we have to live. And sometimes living paycheck to paycheck, you're already barely making it. So what you need to do is increase your income so you can increase the protection that you have surrounding your credit. 56% of Americans are living without a rainy day fund. That's simply $500. Budgeting is going to identify how much more income you need every single month based on your expenses, based on your income. Don't be afraid to earn additional income. Multiple streams of income are necessity or is a necessity. Some of the pros not some of the pros, because there are no cons to having a budget. There are no cons to having a budget and sticking to your budget. But I am going to talk about some of the pros of having a budget. One, it allows you to spend totally guilt-free. Okay, let me give an example. Let's just say you have your budget, right? And you have a $500 blow fund, right? You can blow $500 every single month and you still covered all of your expenses. You still have money being allocated to other places that may be making you more money, right? And if this is not, if you're listening and this is not you yet, then put a plan together. I'm challenging you to put a plan together to get there, to be able to have a $500 blow plan. And that budget, like I said, allows you to spend totally guilt-free because you know you have $500. You could do whatever you want to do with it. And your lights are not going to get cut out. Your kids are not going to eat, right? Because this is blow money. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have the anxiety of, okay, if I spend this money, I don't know how I'm going to pay my car note. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know if how I'm going to do that. You can do whatever you want to do with it. That's called financial freedom. Write that down right now. Financial freedom. Write down what that looks like for you. Write down what that looks like for your family. Being able to have $500 in blow money. That's the goal. That's your short-term goal, $500 in blow money. Then we'll revisit it again and we'll keep increasing it and increasing it and increasing it. Having a budget gives you total control of your money. It doesn't allow your money to control you because you know what you have. You got blow money now. So you're in control. Having a budget allows you to track to your financial goals, right? Have you ever heard the saying, if it's not written down, it didn't happen? That's what budgeting does. And you can see the progress, right? Maybe this month you came in over, right? You came in the red, but next month you come in the green. You come in the green another month and another month. It shows you progress so you can celebrate those small wins. A budgeting tool is going to allow you to be organized, right? Because you have money allocated where it needs to go and you can see that. Being organized is awesome. Like going in your closet when you're looking for something. If clothes are just all over the place, right? And you're looking for something in particular, it's going to take you a long time to find it. Maybe you get tired of looking and you just give up. But when you're organized by colors, by short sleeve, long sleeve, by jean, right? By leather, by patent leather, by suede. That's how my closet is organized. I love organization. It makes your life easier. Budgeting creates cushion for unexpected expenses. Think about that. Something just happened to your car. Now you got to pay $1,500 to get it fixed. But you got that allocated in your budget because you're putting away every single month money for car maintenance. So when it comes, there's no stress because you budgeted for that. You budgeted for the unexpected. You had a plan in place. You were holding yourself accountable. Your money is organized. You know how much money you have. You know what you can afford. All of those things, and there's many, many more. But those are the most important pros when it comes to having a budget. If you're listening, create your budget right now. Create your budget and stick to that. And if you create your budget and you don't like it, then guess what? You got work to do. You got work to do. We're going to get into the questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 questions, of course, that we always answer on the Say What podcast. I know you guys are like, she's going in today. Yes, I am. Because I'm tired of seeing people struggle. I'm tired of seeing that. Because people mismanage their money. Hold yourself accountable. Be around people that hold you accountable. There's too many tools and resources available for us to be mismanaging our money. Too many apps available. We go to Google for everything else. Go to Google. Get a free budgeting tool. If you have less than perfect credit, while we're restoring your credit, guess what? I'm going to teach you budgeting. I'm going to teach you net worth. All of those financial literacy tools you'll have access to. No excuse. Let's get into the questions.
Say what, say what, say what, say what.
All right. I still love y'all. It's called Tough Love, and it's called Because I Care and I Want You to Do Better. So I was not taking it easy on you today. And when I'm talking to everybody, I'm talking to myself too. I have to be held accountable as well. So let's get into these questions. We have 4 questions. The first question, when should I start budgeting? That's a good question. Very good question. As soon as you start seeing income, you need to start budgeting. It doesn't matter if you make 10,000, 100,000, a million. It doesn't matter. As soon as you start seeing income, you need to start budgeting as soon as possible. The second question, should husband and wife budget together? I'm going to read that again. Should husband and wife budget together? Listen, I am not, disclosure, right? I am not a relationship coach. None of that. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a counselor. None of that. I'm a financial literacy coach. Yes, I am. As far as husbands and wives budgeting together, yes, because you guys are probably paying bills together. So you definitely need to come up with a home budget, a house budget with all of your expenses, including both of you guys' income. Now, in your budget, if you want to have a blow fund and he want to have a blow fund, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that your money is being allocated where it needs to go. So yes, I do think that husbands and wives should have a house budget. I remember my husband and I, we used to have one. Well, we do still, but when we first started out, I used to blow that budget out the water. Like, I didn't understand the seriousness of it. But it took me some time, some growing pains. Like I said, I've made $200,000 in a year before and blew it. I wasn't even thinking about a budget. I wasn't even thinking about nothing he was saying. But I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes that I made. Create your budget and stick to it, right? Husbands and wives, you need to have a house budget and you need to stick to it. You have your blow money, he has his blow money. And you go from there. That way nobody can say anything to anybody, right? Because all of the expenses are taken care of and you have extra. Number 3, what do I do if I mess up my budget? Really good question. If you mess up your budget, get back on track. If you mess it up this month, don't just do away with it and be like, oh my God, I just can't. No, you get back on track. Nobody's perfect. Life is gonna happen, but don't let that be an excuse for you to just be out here spending recklessly knowing you don't have it either. Or even if you do have it, just being reckless with it. Number 4, this is our last question. What if I don't make enough money to budget? There's no such thing. As I said before, it doesn't matter if you make 10,000, 100,000, a million, a billion, whatever, right? You need a budget. And if you think that you don't make enough, that budget is going to show you exactly of how much you don't make and how much more you need to make. That's why I said that budgeting is a harsh reality, because you have to face reality. You're either going to make enough or you're not going to make enough. It's no in between. That budgeting is going to show you exactly that. If you don't make enough, do something about it. Increase your income. No excuses. You have homework. Create your budget. Face reality. You either make enough or you don't make enough. If you don't make enough, no excuse why you can't make enough. Because it's too many opportunities out here for us to be living paycheck to paycheck. It's no excuse. I'm challenging each and every one of you that don't have enough, make it enough. I offer extra income activity, right? Message me. I'm the CEO Shakima on Instagram. The Say What podcast on Instagram. Shakima D Ford on Facebook. It's no excuse. This concludes the Say What podcast. I wish you many blessings, much success. I hope that this was value to you. and you didn't just listen to it and suck your teeth and roll your eyes, but it really, really hit home. And you're going to make that change starting right now. Much blessings to everyone. As I always say, if you see someone that needs a smile, give them one of yours.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?